This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Morning, Sydney. It was a fun show this week, but things got off to a shaky start when Kate broke her microphone.
You pulled the whole thing out. Just pulled the whole thing out.
That's so I can roam.
This is Robbie Williams. Can we get a tech, please? Tech to Studio One, please.
Oh, and now I have filth on my hands.
Out of context, Kate. Brother, Wippa went to the Swans game last weekend.
It's good to see Plugger back at the club.
Sitting in the stand smashing cans.
So Kate and her daughter May decided to meet him at the stadium, but it quickly turned into a bit of a disaster.
My tickets don't work. It was the worst prank. I couldn't get in. I'm holding up the line. May's looking at me like I'm the lady in
Get
charge.
out of the way, Sally.
Yep, everyone's thinking I'm holding things up.
Kate, you think that was bad? I used to play for the Swans and they wouldn't let me in when I was playing for the Swans.
Cheer the red and the white.
When they finally got seated, the good times just kept on coming. Lunch, anyone?
You guys were down the front in your ponchos in the rain, getting right amongst it, weren't you?
Wippa offered me some of his meat pie. Halfway through, full of sauce, with a mouthful of gravy, he says, "Do you want some?"
Music sensation and duo Angus and Julia Stone were in the studio this week. And we discovered Angus collects some very interesting things.
Is it true that you've got a giant replica Megalodon jaw in your backyard at home? Is that true?
Yeah, I'd been hassling this guy at the Nautical Museum for so long, and the sheer size of it is incredible.
Is it my little man Jack? He is turning 8 and all he wants for his birthday is a Megalodon tooth.
You know what? I'll send
Do you know
him
where to
one.
get one?
I've got one.
Angus.
My daughter's turning 10 and she wants a Ferrari.
I'll send her one too.
Kate's got a new favourite online shop called Temu, or Temu, or Temu, whatever. It's where you can buy things really cheap. It also started a lot of joke memes on social media.
The caption is, "Oh, I bought a tent to go camping from Temu." And the picture is just some guy in a sleeping bag lying on like a cliff top. It's really cold. And what's obviously turned up in the mail is just a tiny little head tent that you use to not burn your face when you go sunbaking at the beach.
And the Temu jokes didn't end there. Somehow, Keith Urban got caught up in it.
This woman has posted a video and a series of photographs of her downing tequila shots with Keith Urban.
Recent?
Yes, it is recent.
Well, I thought he was sober.
Well, he is sober because it wasn't Keith Urban.
Awesome.
Have you got a photo?
Somebody commented on the photo, "This is the Temu Keith Urban."
Spelling and grammar gets the best of us sometimes.
Down at our footy club, my best mate Coops was a sign writer and he misspelled Australia. He left the R out of Australia, so it's still down there, Kate. You don't think for every time there's footy presentations, everyone's going, how good's this country, Australia?
Australia, I know.
When I say Aussie, you say oi.
We also had listeners call in telling us about the signs they'd seen misspelt.
I seen a sign that said shoplifters will be prosecuted. Well, it meant to say that and it actually spelled shoplifters will be prostituted.
Awesome.
Across the bottom of a printing shop, they were advertising that they provided Telstra broadband. They dropped the R out of the broadband.
Where did that R go?
And it went from misspelt signs to reading.
My wife's dyslexic, so my nephew wants her to read him a science book. And she goes, I'm not going to read this book, it's a bit inappropriate. She goes, look at this. There are 5 main different types of orgasms.
Do you want to run us through the 5, Ryan?
Kate, when I find them out, I'll let you know.
Old friend of the show and Little Britain star David Walliams hit the air this week.
Computer says no.
Kate's worked closely with him in the past, so he thought he'd be a bit cheeky and drop this on her mid-interview.
Jim sends his love.
Thank you very much.
Who's Jim?
No one. Okay,
It was kind of the love of her life, Jim.
Oh my God, we've never heard about Jim.
Look at his face now. It's full of joy, naughty joy.
See, is Jim the same as Milko? Is he an imaginary character from Home and Away?
It's Jim Jeffries. We spoke about him before. It's Jim Jeffries.
It's not. It's someone who basically is twice the age and twice the weight of Jim Jeffries.
Oh my!
And I spoke to him.
And what did he say?
He said he didn't remember you.
Yeah, what a week it's been. See you guys next week. Fits in Wippa with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.